Okay, so welcome. We're now going to learn about Parashat Vayikra, and we're in this very, very special time that the last Shabbat before Purim is the Shabbat. Even though it's a leap year, we read about Vayikra, which means that Hashem called Moshe, means he's designated his communication specifically to Moshe, and specifically at the special place, the Mishkan, the tabernacle, at these particular times. And so this is in contrast to the way Amalekan thought is, which makes everything into coincidence. And the difference between coincidence and being called and having a calling and believing that God is that everything is orchestrated by God is actually only a little aleph. And that's why the aleph is small in the Parashat Vayikra. It's only a small aleph so that we notice that there is a difference. This little aleph makes the difference between believing in Hashem, being behind everything that happens in our life, even that which looks like chance, and the way Amalek looks at the world, what we were reading in Parashat Zachor, Asher karcha b'derech, that he accidentally came in the way or made you cold, but it's the same word as coincident, accident. That's how Amalek wants us to look at everything that happens in the world. And how do we overcome that tendency to forget about Hashem is by constantly communicating with Hashem, praying, speaking to Him, opening ourselves to also invite Hashem's voice in within ourselves. Where's Hashem? Wherever you let Him in. So my Parsha meditation for this week is also the title of my book, Parsha Meditation for Vayikra, which is called Online with Hashem. We're online here with each other, but we mustn't forget that we're actually really online with Hashem. So this meditation applies when we walk on the way, work in our kitchen or in the office, when we feed our children or clean our home and prepare for Pesach, etc. When we're happy and whenever we're sad, we must always remember to stay online with Hashem. Hashem loves us, and He does everything to get our attention, to reestablish a connection with us. As soon as we remember Hashem is with me, then all is manageable, all is good. When we think about Hashem, we're actually with Him. Conversely, when we forget to think about Him, we simply disconnect from God. So try to feel Hashem before you always. Shiviti Hashem lenegedi tamid. I have set Hashem before me always. This is from Tehillim 16:8. When you're continuously online with Hashem, you can learn to experience all the difficulties Hashem sends as a mirror for improving yourself to get even closer and strengthen your relationship with Him. When facing hardships, ask yourself, where is the divine spark at this very moment? What is the message that Hashem is communicating to me right now? How can I serve Hashem through this difficulty? Whenever we feel challenged through whatever scenario we are facing, we can recite Shiviti Hashem lenegdi tamid in a mantra-like manner to quiet our minds and help us enter into a meditative, more intuitive state. So let's try to do this together. Shiviti, you can repeat after me. Shiviti. And you're all unmuted. Let's be unmuted so we could really do this. I unmuted you from my side. Shiviti. I want to hear you. Shiviti.
Shiviti.
Great. Hashem.
Hashem.
Lenegedi tamid.
לנגדי תמיד.
That's great. Perfect.
תגיד.
Okay. So that's great. So now I'm going to mute you again. And then breathe in Shiviti. Breathe out Hashem. Inhale Lenegedi. Exhale Tamid. I put Hashem before me always. Repeat this sequence 4 additional times as you allow yourself to enter into a very calm, centered, clear space. Shiviti, Hashem, Lenegedi, Tamid. Shiviti, Hashem, Lenegedi, Tamid. Shiviti, Hashem, Lenegedi, Tamid. Last time. Shiviti, Hashem, Lenegedi, Tamid. By reciting this Torah verse from Tehillim, we can bring ourselves into a heightened state of awareness of God's presence, regardless of the difficulty of the situation we're facing. The phrase Shiviti Hashem is an effective reminder that Hashem is right beside us all the time, orchestrating this whole scenario for one purpose: to get our attention, allow us to invite Him in and reestablish our connection. Calmly repeat this pasuk over and over again until you begin to feel more relaxed and calm. With practice, you'll feel embraced by the deep calming sensation of Hashem's presence surrounding you and filling you. With every repetition of Shiviti, feel your ego merging more and more with the divine presence. Ask Hashem in a focused state to bless you that the quality of Hishtavut HaNefesh, equilibrium, inner calmness, and self-control remain with you throughout the day. Accustom yourself to saying, "Thank you, Hashem," whenever something good happens, even something small, such as a glass ball falling to the floor without breaking. Whenever it's hard, imagine the oneness, the small aleph from the word Vayikra, always at your side, always calling you back to closeness. Eventually, you will reach a place when you sincerely can thank Hashem, even for the challenges and difficulties He sends your way. Ask Hashem to help you transcend any challenge or difficult situation. Pray for the ability to go beyond your normal operative ego state and rise to the level of seeing Hashem in every situation. When you are online with Hashem, there's never a moment or an incident which can upset you. Staying online with Hashem will help you learn true acceptance, because you'll realize that everything is a gift, even the challenges. Ask Hashem to help you anchor your newfound inner calmness and equanimity by repeating the phrase Shiviti Hashem Lenegdi Tamid. Whenever you need to return into this calm, centered space, repeating this Torah verse will trigger your brain to bring you back there in an instant. So basically, the word emuna is connected to the word lihitamen, which also means to practice. When we practice meditating on Shiviti and speaking the words loud, our brain will begin to associating reciting this saying with being in a calm, clear, intuitive, centered space. What is this verse teaching us that we don't already know? Any God-fearing Jew knows and believes that Hashem is before me always. The term Shiviti is derived from the root shava, meaning equal. It denotes equanimity, hishtavut, the ability to totally nullify our ego and feel exactly the same whether we are praised or insulted. Rabbi Arya Kaplan notes that the divine presence is revealed to one who has attained this level of total indifference to any outside influence. This is what he wrote in Inner Space. So whenever we feel upset or uncentered, this is a formula to bring us back to connecting with Hashem, just by saying Shiviti Hashem Lenegdi Tamid. It's really good to learn this sentence by heart and express it whenever we need to pull ourselves back to our center, to our neshama core. And so we also use it in Emunah healing, as we shall see shortly.